gift on the inside of you is ready to be exploited, and you are not afraid, and you don't think you know it all, you will be used in a mighty, mighty way. And if you're not afraid to utilize all emotions, you're the kind of person that you're willing to show your emotions. You're willing to not act like you perfect and like you got it all together. You're willing to be honest with people. You are going to be used beyond your wildest dreams.
Hey y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay. So today's day 2 technically of Vlogmas, and I am so satisfied with the footage that I put out for day 1. I am so grateful for everybody that has started to share and subscribe and just leave me comments and love and feedback. But today I woke up, and let me tell you, first of all, excuse me, because I'm out of breath right now because I got on these tight jeans right now. Anyway, I went to bed around 2:30 in the morning after it taking forever for my file to export out of Final Cut. And that video took me a lot of work, and I'm not saying this to say anything negative about the amount of work that Vlogmas is, because I already knew that it would be a lot of work. I'm definitely not burnt out, but I'm also wise enough to know how full my cup can really, truly, and honestly get. And if I'm real, that amount of output every day is a lot for me. And this video is really just like on the fly and off the cuff. I initially planned to film today. I was planning to film a makeup tutorial and like kind of batch create all these things, but I woke up today extremely exhausted. Number one, I'm in my luteal phase, which means that I'm fatigued, moody, I'm cramping, all the things. And I chart my cycles that week where trying to start something new when your energy is just not at the best point or like at its peak, it's challenging, not just physically, but also mentally too, because I could mentally like be there, but if I'm physically out of it, then I'm at war with myself, obviously, and vice versa. So, I just woke up today and I was like, you know what, Lord, like you gotta help me with getting through this process, because I want to be successful at just accomplishing the goal, and I'm always welcome for a challenge, and I like to be challenged, so I know that I can do it and I'm gonna do it. But I just want to be strategic, and I don't want to be burnt out. I think a lot of people get burnt out from creating content, and this is something that I have wanted to do for a very long time. I just decided, like, you know what, day 2, I just want to sit down, I just want to talk to y'all, share my heart, talk to you guys about some things that kind of got me to this point, and just like mentally where I've been or where I was. This is my first time really putting myself out there in a long form content kind of way. People who don't know, I do makeup professionally, and I've been doing makeup professionally for almost 15 years, and I've been extremely successful at that. Very proud of all my accomplishments there, but makeup is just the medium that I chose to express myself creatively. But I really have multiple passions and interests when it comes to anything creative. But recently, from watching this girl on YouTube, here on YouTube, her name is Dodash, her video started popping up on my feed, and this girl inspired me so much. She just be in her car and just be talking and just be sharing her story and sharing her truth and like motivating people and inspiring people. And it's just not stuffy, it's authentic, it's to the point. And I just was like, wow. So when I stumbled on that video, something just clicked, and I realized I have been sleeping on myself, and I've known that, right? And this is what I want to talk to y'all about: imposter syndrome, just really being in your own head and overthinking things. That is what has inspired this video today, is that I just want to talk about like my journey and how I've gotten here, and why this time for me is so important for me to do this for myself. Because almost 10 years ago, I filmed a video that is still here on my channel. I wanted to do this 10 years ago, y'all. In the span of 10 years, I have only put out that one tutorial and 2 other tutorials that I sold as classes in 10 years. And I'm not saying that to like speak down on myself. You have to just keep it real, okay? And I know that there's somebody out there that can relate to this. I have always admired people who say they're gonna do something and then they do it. I have that gifting in other areas. But when it comes to showing up for me and my own ideas and things that I know will take me to the next level, I will find an excuse. I'll find an excuse. And don't get me wrong, I do think some things comes with maturity and just you needing a little more growth to see the full picture. Once I find something that I want to do, I think backwards, right? But sometimes that has been to my detriment because I see all the steps involved versus just jumping straight in and getting in the trenches and figuring it out as I go along. And that was something that I knew had to break off of me. But when it comes to knowing that you have so much potential in a thing and you know also that you're not tapping in, and I just got so sick and tired of doing all the things, buying the equipment, learning how to edit, filming, all the things. I mean, I have done it all and have not posted one thing. So 2 weeks ago, I decided I'm going to do Vlogmas, but I knew that this opportunity was the time for me to rip the Band-Aid off, kind of join in the fun of it too, and not feel like I'm this lone shark on my own channel. I feel like I'm participating in a collective creativity, if you will. When I saw that girl Dodash's video, and she was like, if you're pretty, if you got nice hair, if you know how to do some makeup, you need to get on YouTube. And let me tell you, okay, in the past, when it came to motive and reasons for wanting to be on YouTube, I can't say that those motives were wrong, but they aren't my motives now. Obviously, everybody wants to be successful at something that they're spending their time, energy, money, and effort into, right? But at the same time, I knew the person that I was and what I wanted then is not the person I am now, so my wants are different. That really happened because I gave my life to Christ. When I did that, I started to really purify my heart and purify my motives. So yeah, I want to be successful on YouTube. Who doesn't? This is the platform that pays people the most. Who does not want to be successful on here? I'm not about to sit here and tell you that I don't want to be successful at this and that earning extra income from doing YouTube is not a goal of mine, because it is a goal of mine. But the reasons that I would like to have a monetized channel are not the same reasons that I may have wanted it before. The reasons why I want to be successful on here are not the reasons I wanted to be successful at it before, or why I wanted to even try before. Doing this now is not about validation. It's not about popularity. It's not about being the best. It's about any of that. I know that I have things that I want to share and help people with and just share. And I'm at that point where I'm 35 years old, and if you don't do it now, when will you do it? If you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? So for me, jumping into Vlogmas was bigger than just like riding a bandwagon and trying to catch a wave or a trend. It really was just about like, this is my time to just the cherry and do it. So I was very inspired by that girl Dodash. Her channel has blown up. This happened for her at the perfect time. And all she was doing was just being herself. And that's just where I'm at. It's like, I just want to be myself on here in a more comfortable and secure space of who I am as a woman and who I've grown to be. When I wanted to do my YouTube channel 10 years ago as a makeup artist, I was never fully convinced that I could keep it up. And I often felt like an imposter. And that is something that has kept me in a chokehold for 10 years. I think a lot of people really deal with, and people talk about it, but I don't think people really know how to overcome it. And I think one of the ways that is probably the most important is that you have to have a relationship with God. Having a relationship with Christ and understanding the love of Christ and what it means and what it represents will empower you to be the best version of yourself ever. And it will empower you to overcome those obstacles and those giants in your life that keep you from reaching your potential and reaching your goals and accomplishing the things that you've always dreamt of. The Holy Spirit is empowering me to just say, no, you got this. Do this, do this, do this. And I'm just being obedient to that. So I feel like that's the first thing, is that when you're trying to overcome any sort of like mental oppression, you have to know that you need the mind of Christ. And I think the next thing is having a community around you of people, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot of folks, but just like people who see you for real, that really see you and not just like all your glory and your magnificence, but see you for even the areas where you fall short. So having people around you that are like-minded, but also that and who will hold you accountable. So those are two things that I recently did. I'm the type of person that when I do feel convicted about not having gotten something done, because somebody's asking me and I ain't done it, I definitely feel like a jerk. So, but this particular season of my life, I realized I cannot be a perfectionist and can't be perfect. And that's another thing too that I think keeps creatives like me from even just pulling the trigger is perfectionism. Perfectionism is not of God. And I dealt with perfectionism my entire life. I came to doing this channel, I just bombing. I kept bombing. There's been so many things that I've done that are incredible and cool and dope and that somebody would probably love and just learn something from and get some inspiration from. And I just sat on it. And I think a lot of us do it. So it's because of perfectionism. So I'm just saying all that to say, all of that in a bow, that I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Bear with me, y'all, okay? My goal is to post every day, but if I don't post every day, please still support me. I've asked God to touch this channel and that it reaches who is meant and intended for. I pray that God will use my channel to just inspire people. Don't get me wrong, okay? Didn't do this video to also put a spirit of heaviness on anyone, but it's really just to encourage you, because I'm trying to encourage myself. So yes, Vlogmas is gonna be fun. I really have been craving new community. I've been on Instagram under Makeup by Gray for 14 years now. And my makeup page is my business page. And I love that page. I'll never get rid of that page. But I just realized I want a page that's just for me and let Makeup by Gray be my business page. So make sure y'all follow me on both by Gray page and A New Gray, because I want A New Gray to be where it's the hub for all of this, where I'm excited to grow with y'all. This channel means a lot to me because it feels personal. It doesn't feel like it's about a number or metric or being seen by certain people. All of that to me is cherry on top when I do get there. Not being about one area like beauty and having to be confined to that feels so liberating. It feels so good. So thank y'all for just being here. I had to just get that off my chest. So thank you guys so much for just being here and supporting me. But I hope that if you got to the end of this video and something resonated with you, please just leave me a comment below and let me know. I will be checking in with you tomorrow. Day 3 tomorrow. Now I went day 3. Baby, I can't count. Here you comment and you like and you subscribe. I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. Wow.